What's up, everybody?
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to our channel. Today we're doing a little end of year Q&A. We wanted to, well, we kind of always do a Q&A at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Reflecting, talking about goals for the future.
It's like a catch up, a wrap up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like planning for what's next.
That's a wrap for 2024. So we put up a little box on Instagram. We've got all of our questions and we're gonna get right into it.
Before we do, we just announced the gender of baby number 2 yesterday.
That's right, on Instagram.
On IG.
And that was what, like, most of the questions were about, was because we put up the box before we had announced the gender. And so we wanted to put it here in case that any of you missed it that don't have Instagram or don't follow on Instagram.
Yeah, so we'll put it here on the screen in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, ready?
Okay, we gotta walk around. Okay, ready?
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I knew it!
Oh, you're gonna have a little brother. High five.
Yeah! High five! 2 boys. What we gonna do?
All right, y'all saw it.
So we're having another
boy, which we're stoked for.
A lot of people were like, oh, what do you want? Were you disappointed? Were you, like, what were you wanting for the gender? I think I knew from the get-go that it was a boy. Like, it was just a gut feeling. Obviously, at some point, we would love to have a girl. So there was always, like, hope, like, if it's a girl, we'll have, like, one of each already. But we're so happy that Smoke's gonna have another little brother. And we've loved having a boy as the first, so we're really excited about that, to have 2 little boys.
Yeah, in my family it went boy, boy, girl, and I was the middle child, so it was always cool having like another brother that was like really close to me.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for Smoke to have a little brother.
Yeah.
Especially with them being close in age, it's like perfect combo.
Can play together.
Yeah, mates, like,
yeah.
I don't know, it's like the perfect duel.
And we were excited, like, we do want a daughter at some point, but we were like, you know what, it might be good for number 2, like, we already know what to expect with a boy, and so having like the same gender again will just like ease, like,
it's not a large change up.
Exactly. So I think it's good, and you know, we're kind of just trusting God's hand and everything, and just like giving, I feel like you get the gender that you need spiritually and everything, so we're just like trusting that, and we're really excited. It's gonna be great.
I will say that we've always wanted 3 or 4 kids, and I think part of us were like, if we have a girl this time, we might question if we're done.
Totally.
It was like we talked about that before we knew the gender. We're like, if it was a girl, like,
yeah,
maybe we'd be done, but if we have a boy, then it'll like push us to like
have another
keep rolling it, you know. So I think we're stoked that it's a boy.
Yeah.
We would have been happy either way. I was really on board with having another boy. Julia was like, it'd be fun to have a girl, and we both want a girl at some point. So
I just need somebody's like hair to braid and like do their makeup before dances. I just, you know, I gotta have a girl.
You can braid my hair.
Except I grew up with all 4 girls. Yeah, I already do braid your hair.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, anyways, we're pumped that Smoke's getting a little brother. We can't wait for Smoke to be a big brother. Whether it was a girl or boy, like, seeing Smoke as an older sibling is something we're so excited for.
Precious.
It's gonna be so cool, and a whole new like personality side of him will come out, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's just like such a good kid. He's so sweet. He's very outgoing, but he's also kind of like cautious and gentle. And it's gonna be cool to see him with like a little brother.
Totally. We think this little boy is gonna be wild, you guys. I don't know. We're just, that's the vibes we're getting. Like, the energy's just there. The pregnancy has been so much harder.
Yeah.
I'm like, this kid is about to be crazy, I think, and his name kind of goes with that. So
yeah, I was gonna say, I bet some of the questions were like, do you have a name picked out? I don't know if that was in there or not.
Yeah,
but
it was.
I thought of the name like a week before we even knew we were pregnant.
Yeah, we didn't even know it was a boy yet, but we were like, right when Hunter said the name, I was like, oh, that's the name. That's it.
Yeah, well,
it clicked.
It's kind of weird. Like, I told you the name, and you're like, yeah, it's really cool. And then right like a week later, you found out you're pregnant. And we were like, that's the name. Like this
we're like, that's
kid
him. That's
is
him.
that's the name.
And that's kind of how we knew it was a boy, because it was just more of like a a feeling like we just knew when the name came out, or like, oh, that's him.
This name is a boy name, obviously. I don't think it really could go girl route, but the name was a boy name in our mind.
Yeah.
And then when she found out she was pregnant, we were like, this is the name, so it must be a boy. And ever since then, we've been calling this baby in her stomach by the name that we thought of.
Yes.
So it's really cool, and the name suits what we think and anticipating he's going to be
his
like.
personality to be like, totally. And it's definitely, you guys know we love different names, so it's different. It's not quite as out of the box as Smoke's name, but
it's there though.
It's there, and I haven't heard it. I've maybe heard one person ever named this.
Really?
Just that one celebrity, or in the actor. And my dad told us that.
It was after we told your parents the name, they said that there was a character named this in an old show.
Do you know anyone else named it?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's pretty unique.
I don't know an actual person named this name.
Me neither.
That was a character's name.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's cute. I love it. It goes like it's not related to Smoke at all, but like they vibe together well.
Yeah. And also just know we can't have a Smoke and then have like a Richard. They have to like
it has to also be different. Totally.
We kind of have to keep the vibes going along the same path and same journey.
Yeah.
So expect weird, but you know it'll be cool.
Also, okay. So one question. A lot of you guys asked if we would do like baby names we're not using again that you liked the last video. So we definitely have like another full list of names that we brainstormed for this baby, because we love baby names. So
and some were on like the list that were on Smoke's list.
Yeah.
But we were thinking we might use them down the road, but they've already been kind of like come and gone. So we'll share some of those old names that we thought of, plus some of the new names that were on the list. It's a pretty hefty list. So
it is.
We'll do another video at some point.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, it is that time to go over to today's sponsor, which is very own Seed. It's the DS-01 Daily Symbiotic.
Talk about a highlight for 2024. Seed has been one of our favorite partners on this channel. You guys know if you watch our vlogs, we are ride or die for this probiotic. Well, it's a daily symbiotic, a prebiotic, and a probiotic combined. And this really changed our health journey. We started it about 2 years ago. I've taken it through both my pregnancies and breastfeeding. It's helped Hunter a lot with his gut health, and he can eat a lot of things now that he wasn't able to eat before, and he deals with like autoimmune issues.
Yeah, it's definitely been a game changer for me over the past couple years. I found out I had an autoimmune disease 2 years ago, and with that comes like obviously like a lot of inflammation, stuff like that, and just overall body health. So the doc recommended I take a probiotic, and Seed DS-01 Daily Symbiotic came highly recommended. So we jumped on board with that. We've been taking it ever since then, for the past 2 years.
We're so proud to promote them and really believe in this stuff, and it's just been such a pivotal like supplement in our routine that we are just always happy to shout it from the rooftops. So you guys can always use our code JH25 to get 25% off.
Be careful out there. There's so many different supplements. I mean, the supplement game and world is crazy these days. There's so many supplements. There's so many different things that are pushed, but this is heavily scientifically backed.
Yeah.
And there's a really good Instagram account called Seed University, which we'd highly recommend checking out. We went through it when we first started taking it, and we went through it again when we started partnering with them, just to make sure we knew all of the language and terminology that we were talking about, so we could be proper advocates for the product. Yeah. So anywho, check out Seed. JH25 is our discount code for 25% off. We'll leave it here on the screen. Thank you again, Seed.
Okay. What's a baby name vibe you are going for? A subtle hint.
Okay. Back to the name question.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say like Smokey's name is more, it's like Smoke is a, well, it's technically, is it a subject?
It's a noun.
It's a noun. And this
I guess it could be used as a verb. Smoke could, like, let's go smoke.
Oh, let's go smoke.
But
smoke as an item, like smoke in the air.
Yeah, our name for smoke was the noun version of like campfire smoke, right?
Yeah.
One thing I will say, they're both, so smoke came from a line in a movie that I heard. I was watching a show actually on TV. It was 1883. I've never said that. We always just tell people it's like, oh, the Smoky Mountains. But I was watching 1883, the show on TV on Paramount, and there was a line that the narrator said, and she said smoke in the line. I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And that's like a time period I really like, so it just like felt the vibes. This name is actually, I was in the car driving and listening to my Spotify playlist that I always create, and there was a song, and this word was a title in the song, and I came back and told you, and you were like, love it.
I'm like, that's him. There he is.
I say all that because one's from a movie, one's from a song. So they're both kind of like, I don't know. They're
inspired
in
yeah.
the same world, I guess.
Hunter's like sort of the namer of our family. He's named all of our dogs, he names the babies, but he brings all the names forward, and then I sort of like edit, and I'm like, no, yes, I'm like, that's the vibe, this isn't the vibe, like you're getting warmer, like.
And it's not just like a name a month, like I'm throwing out like
guys,
eight a day.
Hundreds of names.
Yeah.
If you like need a professional namer, you should hire Hunter.
We'll be in the
Maybe
car.
you could consult
even
on
for like
baby naming.
even for middle names for this
Oh
one.
my
it's just like
God.
every day. It's
we
like,
haven't landed on the middle name, and he will not stop. It's just name after name.
We've
after
pretty much
name.
landed on the middle name.
Yeah.
Like from day one, we were on the same page for the middle name. But I still throw other names out there just to make sure that that middle name is right.
But we work well together because Hunter is like big ideas,
Yeah.
so many ideas. It's all over the place, and I like funnel a little bit more,
Yeah.
and then we work well together. What are you guys most excited about this upcoming year, aside from the baby, of course? Okay, let's think about it.
My first thought that comes to mind is the past year-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It's weighed heavy on us of what our future looks like.
Yeah.
Like what this channel looks like, what our businesses look like, where do we want to live.
It's felt like an in-between stage a little bit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
how fast do we want to get down to the farm?
Mm-hmm.
Is that farm the right farm? What kind of house do we want to build on the farm? Is moving out to the country, like, do we want it tomorrow or do we want it 2 years from now, which is how long it'll probably take to build a house and stuff. Like, if we want it tomorrow, do we just buy a house that's already down there or something like that? Is that location even the right spot? What does our lifestyle look like at any of these houses that we might be living in? Is it like working a normal 5-day work week and having a nanny 5 days? Right now we only have one for 4 days, but obviously picking up the responsibilities with a second kid and having more workload every single year with our businesses like growing larger and larger, like there's more responsibilities at stake. So it's like, do we need to add on an additional day? Will Smo be going to daycare while the newborn is with us? Or just it's just like all day the
planning
uncertainty
of
what our future, the near term really looks like. And I think this year in 2025, we're already starting to feel some clarity over the past like week or so.
Yeah.
And I feel like 2025 will be the year of clarity.
Yeah, I think like just excited to hone in a little bit closer on like our dreams. And I think like moving into this townhouse, we moved out to renovate our cabin, and that's something we have always wanted to do. It was like a very big thing to sort of like cross off a list. And also having a baby, it's just been like juggling a lot of different categories, and we're excited to just take one step closer like to the dream and the life that we want. And
I think
that feels good and like more settling.
I think wrapping up the cabin project too will give us a lot of clarity.
Yes.
Because some of those questions I was even saying earlier, like what about this, what about that? Part of that is like, will we move into the cabin or not? Or will we stay here? Will we sell the cabin and not stay here and go somewhere else while we build the farm? Like,
yeah.
We just throw out ideas all day. And I think one of the biggest things, like I guess when I say like, hey, is that farm the right farm? We absolutely love the farm property we have. But for some of the dreams we have, we're like, is that property big enough? Is it too big? You know, you start to question. We have these dreams and we're very certain of our dreams, but it's like, one, how do you get there?
Yeah.
But two, are they realistic? Are they practical? Like,
right.
Are they
Especially
an exciting idea?
As more babies come in the picture, like, and you're like feeling it on the ground, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, wait, hold on.
Sometimes it's like, okay, is this just an exciting idea? Like, what does the practicality look like? And so it's just really, I don't know, honing in on what we want from our life without overloading our plate. We did that in 2024.
Yeah.
We put too much on our plate, and
that was a learning.
it caused a lot of like angst in a way.
Yeah.
And we were doing good at all the things on our plate, but we weren't doing great at any one thing.
Yeah.
And I think in 2025, having some clarity about where we're going to be, what life will look like, will also help us hone in on, let's be great at the few things that we're taking on. So that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But
that's okay.
that's like what's on our mind.
That it's we always tell, like, whenever we've given advice in the past on like building your life, your career, your finances, your family, everything's just sort of trial and error. And I think we've had to just, after having one baby, had to slow down a little bit and really be patient with trying things and understanding what's for us, what's not for us, things like that. And this renovation project, I think we're excited to see how it feels being on the other side of it, because it's something we wanted for so long, and it's been really fun and cool, but it's been a big experience that's like taken a lot of energy and time. So just to be able to like have the privilege to be able to tackle something like that we wanted to do forever, and figure out if it's something that we want to do again, or are we like, okay, that was cool to do once and let's move on, stuff like that. So
and when we start the farm, like picking like making sure we're not just diving into another project, but like giving ourselves a break, and like breathing for a second,
slowing down.
And some of these things we're talking about, like we want to spend as much time as we can with Smoke and our new son, and sometimes things like the cabin, it pulls us away from things like YouTube in other areas of our work life, but it also pulls us away from our kids. So finding that balance.
Definitely. I think of that quote, I don't know if you've ever seen it on Pinterest, but it's like, I can achieve all my greatest dreams by going slow and taking lots of breaks. So just like remembering that affirmation, like, it's okay to just take your time. And Hunter and I, we're always like, it's okay, we can just be patient and take a deep breath, slow down, we're gonna get there. But we're like,
yeah,
we're chilling.
Julia wears her stress and anxiety on her sleeve. I'm more bottled up, and I think that's where some of like my back pain and stuff come in and stuff like that. I think I can manage more in my head than you can, but we're a team. We figure out how to do it all.
Poor thing. You're just holding all of my stress in your back.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of y'all know we also have a management company where we manage a few different other influencers. We have a small roster of influencers, but wanting to continue to scale that, at least I think we do, like bring on more influencers to the roster, and we have an opportunity to do that in 2025 and see that double in size and continue to grow. With that comes more employees and stuff like that. But with more employees, more growth comes more responsibility, more pressure. So just wanting to take all that we're working on and make sure that we're making smart decisions, and we're learning how to slow down to make sure that we're not jumping into something. That's my problem. You're pretty good about like almost sitting back too much. And I'm really good about like, I don't care how much stress it causes, let's do it. And I just go for it, and then I'm like, whoa, it hits us. So just wanting to be slow, take it easy, and you know, make sure we're making good decisions and having clarity in 2025.
So that's leads to the next question. Any changes in your life for next year that you're looking forward to? I would think that just goes hand in hand. Slowing down, I think, is a big one. Not biting off too much more than we can chew, and really working on that. Like, for instance, this Christmas break has been so amazing for me personally. I would say like a change that I look forward to, and I was telling Hunter this the other night, is just like listening to that internal voice in my head more and more, because my voice underneath is like, I'm so tired, especially this pregnancy has been hard, but I'm like tired, exhausted, I need rest, I need downtime, stuff like that. But a lot of the times will just like push that voice to the back and say like, just push through, like you got this. My whole life I've been used to just like pushing, being tough and like getting through things. But I think sometimes like it catches up to me, and I just don't know how much joy that is really bringing me after 33 years. So just trying to like honor that like inner self a little bit more, and like hone in on that voice and practice actually listening and doing the things that it tells me.
Like letting your soul rest in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julia loved this Christmas break. It was one big snooze fest. We slept
Never
more.
slept more
You
in my
guys, I feel like we slept more in the past week and a half than we do in like a single month.
I mean,
it was like a bear's hibernation.
Yes, that's what it felt like. But I think I told her, I was like, I could go another couple months like this.
Yeah,
just so
it was
tired.
needed. I think it really gave us a wake up call to
How much rest we need.
Yeah.
Important, and that could just be getting older, like prioritizing sleep, and that's all in like part of nutrition. You guys know we're really into like just trying to make our whole life like healthy and well-rounded, but like sleep is such a big one.
That question was about changes.
Yeah, changes for next year.
Yeah, I would say the only thing else to add to that is possibly maybe living in the cabin.
Yes.
So like,
oh yeah, that's a question.
our living.
You're giving away all our questions and your answers.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Maybe our living situation might change a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah.
We are still so unsure if we're going to move into the cabin or not. It'll probably be ready within a month or 2 month span of the baby being born.
Of course.
And so that's also another like uncertainty. But we're like 50-50 on if we're going to move there or not.
Yeah.
So.
But I kind of want to live in it.
I know
more and more.
Some days we're like, we're moving there.
We were certain like that we were just gonna sell it and move on, guys. But the closer we get to it, we're like, wait a second, and that's part of our like slowing down. We're like, let's just move into it, the cabin, and we can enjoy it for a few years, and we can work on building our farm and take our time. But I think like it's exciting. We're like, no, we should get to the next thing, but we're trying to just enjoy the fruits of our labor.
It's like, do we give Smokey the yard while we build the farm?
That's the biggest thing. Yeah, we've realized living in this townhouse, because we moved in before we had kids, and obviously we had to because we were renovating the cabin, but I did not realize, like, with a child, like, not having yard, kind of an issue. It's doable, but it gets claustrophobic in here, and like we're at the park all the time, we're on walks all the time, but he wants to go outside. Like anytime the door opens, he like cries because he wants to go outside, but we literally live on like a busy street. It's dangerous. There's nowhere for him to roam around, and all that kid wants to do is go outside.
And I'm sure. And the thing is, I don't want to knock toys by any means.
Yeah.
But when I see him inside playing with like plastic toys,
it's just like not
I want like
want for him.
More rawness to his life. Like,
Yeah.
let's be outside. Let's go play with like bark and climb trees and you know, roll in the grass. Like I want him to be like a little boy. And the size of this house isn't a problem. Like it's not too small or anything. It's a great size. It does feel a little tight sometimes because it's stacked, so each level feels a little tight. Like this floor is our living room, our kitchen, our dining room, and Smoke's playroom for the most part, and it just gets like cluttery. Yeah. But it's a great living situation, so we're not complaining. However, we do want him to get outside, and so that opens the door of like possibilities of, oh, maybe we do move to the cabin. Like but I mean, there's a ton of reasons why we'd want to move to the cabin. Like we're stoked on how it's going to turn out. It's looking so great, and it's been a passion project, and so yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. But like Julia said, some days we're like, we're moving there, and then the next year rolls around and we're like, yeah, let's just go ahead and sell it, get the cash out, and start the farm. So we're just back and forth, but we'll see.
Okay, what has been your favorite age so far of Smoke? Okay, well, it's hard because I feel like with parenting, like every new stage is so fun and beautiful, and also has its challenges, that every age he like gets older, I'm like, oh, this is the best. No, this is the best. This is the best. So the age right now is currently really cute. It is adorable. It is also challenging, but I would say my favorite so far was like 6 to 12 months. I think is so cute. They're not mobile yet. They're like alert, but they're just like sitting up. It's just so smushy.
It's
and
still
sweet.
Chill, but you're seeing some personality come out.
Totally. So that's really cute.
I would say my answer will always be like whatever his current stage is.
I know.
Like,
always. You could always say that.
You ask us this in a year, and I'll say right now.
Yeah.
Or you asked me 6 months ago, I would say right now. So I don't know. It's just that's tough.
It's so fun, like seeing his personality develop at the moment, and like him saying more words, and it's so cute. Like we sit in bed at night and we're like, oh my god, did you see what he did today? Like how he said airplane, or we just like laugh at him. It's so funny. It's so cute. At the same time, I do think that 1 to 2 is quite a challenging time. We're not quite out of the gate yet, but in terms of like physically, it's very challenging because you're just like, they're in everything. They run away, they don't like listen,
they're trying to figure life out,
so you're chasing them a lot. Yeah, it's exhausting.
It feels like a time of like, you want them to explore and develop personality, while also trying to lightly balance some guidelines for them out of protection for them, and not so they learn discipline, but so they truly have some boundaries and guidelines and like can live a safe life that is still like nurturing for them. I don't know,
but that's why I think like that Hunter and I, even like this year, we've learned, okay, that's why we want to have our babies like out in the country, because it's hard living in the city. It's like, don't cross the street, you can't go outside, you can't do this, don't touch that, it's dangerous. Like, and I just want them to be able to roam on a property and explore. I think that's like mentally the healthiest. It's like everything is just better when you just have more space and freedom. So
he just wants to be outside, and so do we.
I know, so do we. That's right. Okay, how are we feeling about baby number 2? I remember being very emotional with my second. We're so excited. I was honestly a little bit nervous at first when we first found out, and I've covered this in like TikTok Q&A, like some areas I've talked about it a little bit, but I think like I've gotten over that hump of like, I think always when you find out you're pregnant with a new baby, you're like, can I do this? Like, how's this going to change my life? Like, you kind of go through all those things. But now we're in the like very excited phase where we're just like, I cannot wait for another sibling to be around. Like sometimes I'd be like, 1 is so cute, but it's like kind of quiet. I'm like, I need a little bit more. I want some chaos. I want them to interact, just hear all the little footsteps in the house. It's just be so cute. And to see Smokey like developing so much right now, I'm like, oh my god, Hunter, we get another one. We get to look at another one.
I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah,
like,
I know, and see who he is.
Yeah, just like it's a whole new personality. It's a brand new person that's totally unique and original and singular, and I just want to meet this new personality.
Totally.
And I want to see, and I think I said this from the beginning, but I'm just excited to see Smoke and how he reacts with him too. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's gonna be cool. Just like the more complexity, just like, is so interesting and beautiful. And those early days are so special, like even with you and your partner and your spouse. It's such a precious time of like being together. Oh my god, baby, you know, the baby bubble is like so the funnest. Like the first month or 2 is like, it's like Christmas. Precious time that you can't ever get again with that child. No. And now getting to share that with another child is super cool. I know, that's the best part. It's nothing better. Yeah. Anything we would change with the new baby after having Smokey? Love you guys. Love you too. Anything you would change? Okay. Not much, except I think this time I want to take like a little bit more time off of work. I don't think I had that perspective last time. I only took like maybe 3 to 4 weeks off, and I think I'd like more like 6 weeks, maybe even like maybe 2 months. So I'm gonna go a little easier on myself with that, because I want to just like soak up that time, because it's so precious and it goes so fast. We'll see though, because I know you're saying that now. I also know how we got last time, where after like 3 or 4 weeks you're kind of feel cooped up, even though you're like in this bubble. Yeah, you're like, I need to get some like regularity back in my day. And so for us, that's work. Yeah, but we'll see. I'm going to attempt to breastfeed again. If you guys followed the breastfeeding journey with Smokey, I only breastfed for like 3 months. He didn't latch. Like, the vibes were just not there. It did not work in our favor. So I'm really hopeful that it'll work with this next baby, and that there's more synergy there. So in terms of changes, I would love to breastfeed longer, but we'll see how that goes. Other than that though, I think we're just gonna kind of copy and paste, and then we'll tweak based on his preferences, what he likes. He may not be a good sleeper, you know, like it might be stuff like that that we'll have to tweak based on how he is. So we'll see.
And I think for me personally as a mom, I am hoping to relax more with the second baby. And if you know, you know, I'm looking forward to that. As a first time mom, you're just like, I feel so sensitive to like every need, every cry, everything. Like I would like to be, not that I'm helicopter, but I would like to be like a little bit, I'm relaxed, but I'm also just like very heightened when it comes to Smoke. Like everything he does, I'm like very sensitive to. So I would like to just be a little more chill with the next one.
I think would be fun. How old was Smoke when we did the month in Florida? He was like 9 months.
Yeah. Oh, so
it'd be fun to do
so cute
something like that again, where maybe not the first month after we have the new one, but maybe month 2.
Yeah.
Where it's like kind of like just go off and like maybe do some vlogs while we're there, but not do much other work besides that. Just like capture the precious moments being away for like a month with our 2 kids or something like that.
Yes.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
So what would that be? If he's born in May, it'd be like June or July. If we go somewhere for like the month of July or something like that.
That would be really fun.
I don't know. The changes, it's hard because like every kid is so different.
You don't
like,
know.
We didn't know how we were going to even parent Smoke. You just kind of like
dive in,
and you have some best practices and stuff to follow. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking this kid's going to be pretty wild.
I think so.
So we're going to have to strap
usually
down.
Second kid energy, you know?
Yep.
Is social media your long-term plan, especially with more kids?
I would say so. Like I can't.
For now.
We've said that before. We've said this before that like we can't really imagine us just being like, all right, y'all, this is our last YouTube video. Like, see you never.
Yeah.
I think we'll always keep up our vlogs because we kind of view them as home videos, and we want to capture these moments that our kids can go back and watch.
Yeah.
We want them to go watch like mom and dad traveling the world before they were around, and we want to see them be able to go back and watch when they were kids and stuff like that. So I don't really see us ever not doing YouTube.
I know. I think we sometimes do chat about like maybe not pivoting, but like kind of narrowing maybe what we show more, like whether it's like kind of gearing more towards just a family channel, or sometimes we're like, would we enjoy just showing, you know, renovations and interiors and that stuff kind of only, or kind of having one lane, because I think for a while we've just kind of shared everything, and now that we have kids and everything, it's just, it gets to be a lot, and we're like not able to like show and just grab the camera all the time. We just don't have enough time to do it. So we do think about that, or like, I don't know. Yeah.
Like, and when we say family channel, it'd be more like when we're living on the farm or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like life on the farm. That's the family channel, right? So it's like sharing everything we're doing down there, like projects we're working on, seeing the kids play, hang out, crafts, cooking, recipes, just like encompassing our full life like we're doing now, but kind of narrowing it down to just like life at home.
Yeah. And I think Hunter and I just always like want, as long as we can remain like authentic in our life and be able to share that and have it translate online, but like the minute that it ever feels like it's taking away from our real life on the ground, that's when I think it would cross the line for us. Or maybe we would just like take a break and like come back.
Yep.
I think we really like content creation, and it's really fun. It's just, it's like balancing it with like finding your own identity. Like the internet can just be kind of a challenging place, and when you're like constantly showing everything, there's like this hyper focus on like, how is my, you know, what's my brand, and how is everything appear and come off, and that can be like just a dangerous zone to be in. And I think a lot of creators do find themselves there, and I think
falling into that.
Yeah.
But as long as you are not allowing that to happen, we'll be good. I think you said it well a second ago, which is like, as long as social media isn't preventing us from pursuing passions, as long as if it gets in the way of pursuing passions, then we'll pause or stop. But as long as we are pursuing passions and pursuing the life that we desire, and then capturing those moments with social media, like making sure like one comes before the other, I think will be good.
It's almost like this, like when it's not, I know we do not have like that big of a platform compared to some people, like millions and everything. I feel like we consider this like a very just like small little community in the grand scheme of the internet. But when you are displaying everything and showing everything, it's almost like impossible to not focus on. It's sort of like sometimes you just want a chance to like explore and discover things about yourself without having to always show it all the time, if that makes sense. Like it changes the dynamic a little bit of like your self-discovery and your exploration, because you're constantly thinking about what people might say or how it comes off. And I think we're actually probably really good at that.
We've gotten, I'll say we've gotten way
hard.
better over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Like,
not caring.
Rewind 3 years ago, not only not caring, but rewind 3 years ago, we really let y'all into like almost every aspect of our life.
Yeah.
Like we didn't put the camera down.
Sure.
And now we've gotten better about like, we might go a week without picking up the camera. And like we're enjoying our life with our kid, future children, projects we're working on. Obviously, like, you know, it's also harder to pick up the camera with all these things going on, but we're doing better about just enjoying the moments and then bringing the camera when we desire, and then not feeling like we have to film, we have to bring the camera.
Yeah.
Because the second you start feeling like, oh, I have to bring the camera, I have to show this and that, it takes away from this. So
totally.
Yeah, continuing that.
Just making sure we got a good head on our shoulders, you know, because it can get, some people get really wrapped up in this virtual world.
You don't want to become like vain, you know?
Totally. Yeah. You want to keep a good sense of reality. With that, are you guys taking a break from YouTube in January? No, actually. I think if anything, we feel like it's going to be more fun to share because it's like a quieter time. Usually the holidays for us just got so hectic, we kind of fell behind on the vlogging. But our plan is, I think, moving forward is we're just going to try to hit at least one video a week and try to maybe like plan a day where that video goes live and just get back to our consistency, because we've just been a little bit all over the map.
We used to do Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and we'll start January with probably one video a week, like Julia said, maybe like every Sunday.
Yeah.
And then seeing how that goes, maybe we'll do 2 videos a week.
Yeah.
Sorry, camera died. But maybe future months we'll pick up and do 2 videos a week or something like that. But we'll see how it goes. Also, January, we think will be more fun, and the new year will be more fun because the interiors on the cabin are starting. Yeah. And we're really excited for that to take off. Like, there's going to be more to show. Fun, yeah. And the design aspect is something we're really excited
like, we're talking tiles, countertop, paint, flooring, all the like fun interior stuff. So that's like, we're working on that right now. I have a tile and countertop meeting we're going to next week, and when the owl starts to go in, it's gonna be really fun. In my mind, it's gonna feel like we'll be able to show that better because you'll be able to see those changes take place quicker. Yeah. Versus like, oh, they're starting to stone today, and then like 3 weeks go by and they're still working on the stone. Yeah. It's almost more of like, hey, they're starting our kitchen tile today, and then the next day we're able to show the kitchen tile. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be like, there's gonna be more like instant gratification there and quicker results. So it'll be easier to show for us, which will be more fun for you guys to view. Okay, last question. What was your peak and pit of 2024? I have mine. Okay. Peak and pit? Peak and pit. Like your high and low. Okay, my peak was, we're just gonna take like finding out we're pregnant off, because that could always just be like, what are you most excited for? What was your, you know, everything is like baby, baby, baby. Always really excited about that. But my peak was our month-long trip to Florida, and we took that in March of this year. And we went down to Florida for an entire month. We rented a house and just took Smokey and worked from there, and wanted to like live the Florida life during the winter. And it's probably the best memories I've had in like over any like trip or anything. Like, I just loved it so much. It was so peaceful. Oh my god, so peaceful, so fun, sunny. We loved the lifestyle. It was just so great. And it honestly, you guys, makes us question if like sometimes we look back on that time and was like, do we belong there? I know. Which some people asked if we're still getting if we were looking at a vacation home in the Emerald Coast, which is where we went. Well, we would like that at some point, but we're torn between a vacation home by the beach or the mountains. And I think we said in the Jackson Hole vlog, the reason we even went to Jackson Hole was because we were meeting with a realtor to just scope out the area or areas. We looked at like places in Idaho and Wyoming.
But I don't know. We'll see if we
Yeah.
go down the mountain route or the beach route, and when that is. Like that's not in like the near term necessarily.
And like Florida is actually, it's like a really easy place to rent. So we're like, okay, we can just keep renting there until we really figure out like where exactly we would want to be, or if it's like, you know, again, trying to slow the roll. We're like, let's just feel it out. We can go down there as much as we want.
That, and we want to
don't need to
explore
rush it.
more places in Florida.
Yeah.
We've know the Emerald Coast super well. We've been going for a long time. It's super easy to get to. It's only a 6-hour drive for us.
Yeah.
But in the winters, which is probably the time we'd want to go, it's also pretty cold there because it's North Florida.
Yeah.
Versus, so maybe we'll check out some places in South Florida or something like that.
Yeah, might be warmer.
But yeah, so that was your highlight.
Okay, so that was my highlight.
I would say that was my highlight experience.
Yeah.
We talk about that all the time. We both love that month-long trip to Florida. Like, we're proud of it. It excites us talking about it. We want to do it every single year. Go somewhere for a month if it's not the same location. But my true like highlight, I think, not necessarily an experience, but news, was the pregnancy.
Yeah.
You know,
course.
I think we're ready to just like let that family grow.
That's right. We're really excited to like grow the family and have multiples. It's gonna be really fun.
I know. I saw like a post of Ballerina Farms, and they had like, what do they got, like 30 kids or something like that now?
Oh my god, yeah.
No, but it just excites me to have a big family. And I think that's why
Me
the land excites us, is to have like a bunch of kids running around.
Totally.
And that number, it's not going to exceed, I don't think, 4, but we'll see if we even get there.
Yeah. Oh, we should have ended on our peak, so we end on a positive. Okay, I'm gonna make.
Can I answer yours?
I can. Sure. What are you gonna say?
I think your pit was the internal battle about how much childcare is necessary as a mother.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That was something that you had hardships on every day.
Every day. Yeah, that's been very challenging for me in my motherhood journey. That's what I was connected to what I was gonna say. My pit was like, I think emotionally, just like the amount of like self-critique, like mom guilt that I kind of had on myself, and I'm hoping to like kind of work on that and like soften a little bit next year. So just wishing that I was like easier on myself and learning how to be easier and just calm the inner voice. Yeah, the childcare one is really hard, but I've just found it very challenging to decide like what the right balance is for us with work and having kids, and it's just like an everyday struggle. Like every day when our nanny comes, I'm like, should we fire her?
Yeah, not fire
Not
her.
like I love her to death, but I'm like, I just want to be there. But I'm also like, how would I get anything done? Like we need help. And we have no family around, like can't call a mom or a mother-in-law to come watch the baby or anything. So that's it. But it's really hard for me.
We love our nanny.
Yeah, she's so great.
And we would never want to let her go.
I know.
But like Julia said, it's just like this guilt that's like, should we even have one?
Yeah.
And then the days you don't, you're like, there's no way I could get the workload that we have on our plate done.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, it's almost like you appreciate it when it's gone. You know what I mean?
Totally. And it's like to the point where I've been like, should I just quit social media and not like work because I just like should be a mom? Like it's gone all the way to that point. So.
And then it gets to that point like once a month.
Yeah.
Like a
Constantly
2-hour cry
questioning.
session bed that's like,
Yes.
I don't want to do social media anymore. I just want to be a mom.
Yeah.
And then the next morning she wakes up and she's like, okay, new fresh day.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I love my job because I do. It's just, and I think that would be like any job. It would be if I was going to an office or working in marketing. Like it's not because it's social media, but just that is the job.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
I don't know what my pit would be. I was like trying to think of it during your answer. I don't know, maybe like being blind in my eye for 2 months.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah, your health has kind of been. It's been a tough one.
blindness that lasted like a while. That was like 2.5 months or something like that, where I couldn't see out of my right eye. That was earlier this year. It's like the second or third time it's happened, but this one lasted. Usually it lasts like a week. This one lasted like 2 months.
Yeah.
Which was pretty brutal. But I don't know, that it still wasn't that big of a pit. It's just like
No.
when those things
something to
happen, I
deal
guess you're
with.
like, okay.
And I do think like your eye, I mean, it's really in your autoimmune, which is tied to your eye. basically Hunter has like an autoimmune thing where his eye basically doesn't go blind every year, but it gets really inflamed to the point where it like closes and he can't see out of it.
Pupil closes up and I can't see out of it. So
and he has to like reverse it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I would say the blessing in that though is like the focus that you have to have on your health because of that.
It really gave me like a new mindset on that, which is cool.
Yes.
And I'd say that's like another peak because I really took things seriously and like transitioned, like did a whole 360. We were always like pretty healthy, but I just like now it's like a huge priority of mine.
Yeah. You really like stop drinking.
Yeah, I don't drink really.
Yeah.
Pit.
Good one.
I know, but that's not that big of a deal to me. Honestly, my pit probably goes back to like the early questions of this conversation, which is like the pressure I wear in my head every day, or I put on myself.
Yeah.
To like figure out what our life is gonna look like.
Yes.
It's like ongoing all day, every day, and it's not like we're in a bad position or anything like that at all. It's just more of like, options are a blessing, but options are also a curse. It's like too many options can make you go crazy, and I think that's where we kind of are right now.
And I think that's a typical, like, it's like you're as like a father and like dad of the family, like trying to steer the boat in like the direction, and you're trying to like figure it out and stuff, and
you're worried about childcare.
Yeah. I'm worried about the babies and you're worried about the whole unit.
Yeah, I guess.
Makes sense, I think. Pretty standard.
I would say that's probably it. Like, I sit up at night, like, working late, and I stand up and, like, my back's hurting, and I'm like, wow, I just need to, like, give myself a moment of just chill. And I think that's why this break was really good for us. Yeah. So we'd highly recommend when y'all get breaks, use them.
Yeah.
It's the point of a break.
Go sleep, go take a nap.
Yeah.
It's good. Slow down. Okay, I'm about to throw up because I'm so hungry and I am almost 5 months pregnant and I have to go eat something. Okay.
Anyways, you guys, we love y'all. Julie's hungry.
See you guys soon. We'll see you in January. Bye.